Taking a cruise alone feels intimidating, but it shouldn't be. My name's Gary Dean. I've been to over 70 countries on 34 cruises in 3.5 years. My first cruise, I was with my mom, so my first solo cruise was the next cruise number 2 of 34. It was for the Caribbean. I've traveled alone before as far as flying and hotels and doing that, but when I got to the place I was going, I usually had somebody there to hang out with and to be with. But going on the cruise, that's not going to happen, mainly because I'm not going to share my cabin with somebody, and I'm not going to, to find people that want to go where you want to go and do what you want to do and whatnot, and pay that kind of money is a little bit hard. So solo came up right away. It's going to have to be, if I want to do it, I'm going to have to go alone. Luckily, my first cruise was with NCL. When I started trying to figure out going solo, I found out they have solo rates. So that was a good deal. Save some money. And because of that they have solo rates, there's a lot more solos. So you're not going to be, the only guy or lady solo on that cruise. So that's relaxing right there, right? You're not going to stand out like a sore thumb. Not like going to a wedding without a +1 or something, right? You're going to be here on a cruise ship, and there's going to be a lot of you that are solo. And the trade-off going solo is the freedom to do what you want versus, are you going to get lonely, right? Nowadays with internet, no reason to ever be lonely. You can always say hi to people back home. Very, very easy to do. If you have a port if you don't have internet on the ship, if you have a lot of ports, just make sure your cell phone works when you're off the ship on the port, right? Works in those countries for a reasonable fee. And then you can talk and say hi to people, send pictures, post pictures, they'll comment, and you're never alone. If you're on NCL, they have every day, I think it's at 5:00. I don't go, but they have a solo meetup. And they plan dinners. I've run into guys that do it a lot. When I'm on an excursion, sometimes there'll be like 6, 7 solo people together, and they've met up at one of those meetups, and they've become friends, and they travel together, So I've met some of them that even have done other cruises and then booked the next cruise together because, hey, let's do this one. And then, yeah, for sure, you're still solo. You're in your own cabin by yourself, but you've got people around you, right? And you're traveling. You're on vacation. You can be as solo and as lonely as you want to be. And if you don't want to be, then just say hi to somebody. There's lots of people sitting around, looking around and just, say, hey, what do you think of this ship or this cruise? Or, people say that to me all the time, like, oh, you cruise a lot. There's certain topics that you're always going to hear on the ship. Is this your first cruise? Have you ever been here before? Have you tried this other cruise line? There's always starter points. So there's never any reason to be alone. But if you want to be, I'm a lone wolf. I prefer to, I like my own time. I'm busy. I'm still working, and I work remotely. So I need to have time. It's not a holiday for me. It's a travel, and I see things, but I still need to work. So I need to keep my time. I need to protect my time. And sometimes that means odd hours, right? If I need good internet, I need to be up 2, 3 in the morning sometimes getting things done so that the internet's strong, not busy, things like that. So, you need to, you can be as free as you want to be. And I'm very free on a cruise ship. I protect my freedom. What solo cruising just will teach you some independence, how to figure things out for yourself and how to enjoy being by yourself. Sometimes life changes. I've met people, they'll be like, are you solo? And, they'll see me say it when we're embarking. Okay. There'll be a bunch of us up doing photos on the top and, enjoying our last view of wherever we're leaving. And they'll be, are you solo? And I'll be like, yeah. And they're like, oh, this is my first solo cruise. My partner passed away. We used to cruise a lot together. So I'm just hoping I can, still enjoy it and things like that. So a lot of times it's just life changes that can happen. You just need to find your groove, right? I always let them know that, hope everything will be okay. And there's always people around. Just say hi to anyone, anywhere. Just like they did to me when we were embarking, right? It's just a way to start talking. Find your people, if you like to walk in the morning, you start walking that jogging track, you'll be nodding at people, and pretty soon you'll be saying hi, and pretty soon you'll have people. It's that kind of way on a cruise ship. They're not that big. You're going to see people, especially if they're on a routine like I am. You know, I eat at the same times. I eat at the same places. I usually sit in the same place area at the buffet. And I notice the same people around me, they're on the same schedule as me. And that's how it comes. We fall into our patterns. You don't need to have any worry about being a solo cruiser. It's peaceful. I find it just to be really refreshing, a pause, hit the pause button and be able to look at my life and what's up and what's coming, what's happened behind me. I don't dwell too much on that. I'm more excited for what's in the future. I can't change what's going on back there, but I can sure figure out where I'm going and what I want to do next. One good thing, if you've got time and you're on the cruise ship and you're not sure what to do, go down to the cruise next desk and figure out what the next cruises are and where maybe you want to go next, right? Get a plan. I'll tell you the worst thing to do on a cruise ship is leave without the next one booked. You're going to miss it too much, right? Have something to look forward to, right? The next one. Always have the next cruise and the next cruise. And what I do when I'm solo is I develop my routine. I have where I'm going to eat, and I eat same time, same places. When I'm going to do my exercise, when I'm going to do my relaxation, when I'm going to read, and I look like when's my excursion, so I plan my life around that. And on excursions, you'll find a lot of solo people. Of course, right? They're just like me. They're going out there doing their excursions. Sometimes can you do a photo? Sure. Here, give me that camera, right? I'll take your photo for you. I got my own selfie stick, so I don't need help. But sometimes, if the tour guide wants to do it or something, then, sometimes they're like, oh, you're alone here. Sure. Let's get you some photos, right? So that's always nice. Helps you a lot. One thing for sure is you never need to be afraid about being solo. You're not going to stand out like a sore thumb. There's other people that are solo. Sometimes people they came together, but they're solo. Somebody got seasick. Sometimes their partner's in the room all the time, not feeling well. So they're solo, and now they're lonely or not sure what to do. And so that's somebody you end up talking to and be part of the community, right? You're with your people. If you're on a cruise ship and you like cruising, everyone here's the same as you. Somebody's lost their partner recently, you can always be supportive. Somebody's not great mobility, you can be supportive. There's just lots of ways that you can deal with being solo. Gives back and really helps the other solo people, right? Be one of many. I went and I did the first solo cruise, and once you've done the first one, then the next one's even easier. But the first one was easy. It's nothing to worry about. Just get out there, just do it. You'll find lots of people doing it.